Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year! My name is Ricamus, and welcome to another episode of Ricamus Reacts to RWBY. I am, well, Happy New Year, like I said, and as you can tell, the audio quality might be a little bit different. I finally have a nice camera. It is a nice Logitech C922 camera, so hopefully my videos look a lot better now. It is my first attempt with it. It might be a little crooked because I have it on a bed. I'm going to have a much better setup in the future, but for now, here it is. Now, my last two episodes are still not up. I posted them sort of on time, but I guess I was a little bit late on the first one. And so I think because of that, the holiday break has sort of interfered with everybody, with Rooster Teeth getting getting to everything. So I'm not worried. I'm sorry that they're not up. Hopefully they will be up by the time this is actually coming out, but we'll see. In any case, I am very scared. I have accidentally seen some spoilers because people post things online, which is really really irritating. But hopefully that won't affect things too much. So let's just kind of jump into this because I just want to watch. Yeah. I think in my last couple of videos, I've definitely talked about what I think is going to happen. I definitely think we're going to get a whole convergence of everybody sort of coming together. Everything is basically hitting the fan. I haven't actually been spoiled, but there are things about the future that I may have been hinted at. I scrolled away as soon as I saw them. It's just people started, posting things on Facebook, and I find that incredibly frustrating. But that's neither here nor there. I should have done this a while ago, but I've been on vacation, so that's that happens. Anyway, I am going to get to the video now, and then I'll obviously talk about it afterward. So let's just watch. Then we turn back to the show, back to the wall, and there's nowhere to go. To get worse. Ow. Luckily, touching this is not going to affect my sound anymore either. I think I can watch this loud enough so that I don't have to... I think this is going to work so much better now. I'm just excited to see everybody together again and actually fighting, I think we'll actually see that fight. I'm really wondering how this is going to go down. I think the only thing that I've truly seen has been them come to Lionheart's office. I think that was part of a teaser. Ooh. I don't think they've ever shown us that full rotation of the moon. I wonder if they're going to be like, oh, there's more of them now. Oh, that's the tower. CCT. Oh. It's going to be the battle of, what, 4 armies, basically? We've got these guys, we've got Syndra's forces, we got the White Fang, no, we've got the Faunus, and then we've also got
Thank you for coming.
Raven's own, yeah, Battle of Five Armies, basically.
More exciting than last time.
Yes.
You know what they say, the more the merrier.
Yep.
So what's going on with the
This
council?
episode name.
Why did you bring your weapons?
What? Leo, we're huntsmen.
Suspicious.
You okay?
Of course. Sorry. Just haven't had my evening coffee.
Look, it's nice to see you, but we got work
Yeah, he
to do.
notices.
Are we getting support from the council or not?
Mom?
I like how they never actually show the true transformation. I think it's better this way anyway. It would be awkward.
They really are magic.
If you're going to shoot me, shoot me. That was insulting.
What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same thing. You've been scheming, little brother. Planning to attack your
Little brother?
own
I thought they were
sister.
twins.
Leo,
Oh, twins. Yeah.
what have you done?
Leo did what any sane person would in his position. He looked at all the information he had in front of him, assessed the situation, and made a choice. And it's
The wrong one.
You all have too.
You have the Spring Maiden.
I do.
Then hand her over and let's work together. We can beat Salem.
All that time spent spying for Ozpin, and you still have no idea what you're dealing with.
I wonder
There
if
is no beating Salem.
You're wrong.
he's gonna reveal himself.
We've done things that most people would call impossible. And I know the only reason we were able to do it is because we didn't do it alone. We had people to teach us. People to help us. We had each other. Work with us. At least I know we'll have a better chance if we try together. Please.
You sound just like your mother.
Ooh.
Ruby!
Hello, boys and girls.
Wow.
Cinder.
Come on, guys. Is that any way to greet your old friends?
Everybody stay calm.
Fight. Oh no. White Fang? Here's Adam.
Oh
Oh.
The White Fang is prepping demolition and securing the school grounds. No one's getting in.
Or
No
out.
one's getting out.
Oh boy. Yeah, I guess you don't have a giant dragon to take care of it now.
Once the charges are set, move back to perimeter watch. Tonight, Haven falls.
This was all just a trap?
It appears so.
Raven, tell me, how long have you
Come
been
on.
with them?
They're prepared for
Aw,
this.
Don't take it personally, little bird. Your sister was a recent addition. The lion, on the other hand. Entrance into the Vital Festival was a real treat. But Leonardo's been
Yep.
sending Salem all sorts of information for a very, very long time. Isn't that right, Professor?
Stop it.
I wonder. He got
You
Summer.
sit on the Mistral Council.
Oh, they got them.
You had information on
They got
every
all of
huntsman
the
and
huntsmen
huntress in the
killed.
kingdom,
Yep.
and you gave it all to her. I couldn't find any of them because you let her kill them.
Oh, now, don't beat yourself up about it, Lionheart. I'm sure Tyrion and Hazel would have found them on their own eventually.
What is wrong with you? How can you be so broken inside?
Yeah.
To take so many lives, and then come here and rub it in our faces like it's something to be proud of?
John?
Is he gonna go raid?
All with that
Is he-
damn smile on your face!
Everybody stay calm.
I'm gonna make you pay for what you did! Do you hear me?
Kid,
Wow!
in it.
Who are you again?
Ooh. That is cool. Ooh.
You're not getting near her.
Yet. I want to see a semblance.
Hey there, Blondie.
Round 2.
I'm thinking you owe me an apology for my leg. Don't you think?
Take out the heiress. Don't bother wasting your power. She's not worth it.
Running away was one thing, but this, you've crossed.
I really...
Sorry, brother.
I
Sometimes family
don't
disappoints you like
trust
that.
We're not family.
her intentions yet.
Were we ever?
I thought so. But I was wrong.
Let's see what the Schnee name really means.
I love those
I'm more
blades.
than a name.
Yes, she is. Is he gonna realize? Oh, that's from the intro.
Nor I you.
But we will if you're with her.
What is on his arms? Who's he? Oh, he's gonna fight Oscar. Mm-hmm.
Young man, I don't know who you are or what you think you're doing, but for your sake,
Reveal the...
I suggest you leave. Now.
Yeah, because he hasn't seen his cane yet. Ooh, that's interesting.
That's enough!
Ooh, see, he's a bit of a mage, too. Mm-hmm.
Ospen.
Not quite.
Oh, so Oscar is taken over. Or, like, still in control. I like that it's a non-lethal weapon that he has.
I knew you would be back, but you made it here. You found Crow. How?
Leo, what happened to you?
Wait.
He's a coward.
I've had this form for long. You're not really Ozpin right now.
See, Osmond does take over. Oh, that's not good.
If I deliver you to Salem, she'll have to be pleased with me, and I can finally get out of this. I can finally be free.
Oh my god, he's a Faunus. He is a lion Faunus. That's... Ooh, close. It's like a boomerang almost. Summon.
Don't think I'm going to let you take the easy way out.
I'm starting to remember you. You're the dense one that can't tell when he's out of his league.
Come on. Semblance. Something.
I don't care about Salem, but I owe Cinder
Oh, that was a nice little trick. Oof. Oh man.
Are you gonna let her die too?
Stop messing with me!
If that's what you want.
Ugh, what's she gonna do? Oh god. Again. What'd she do? Well, that was the first time we'd actually seen that. Like, really, see, it's like hardened. Wow.
Did you think you actually had a chance against me? You? You're just a failure with a death wish.
If I die buying them time, then it's worth it. They're the ones that matter.
No, those look like actual different angles from the intro. What's he gonna do? Come on. Semblance. No. No. Oh. Are you kidding me? I knew they were going to drag this out. Oh. Oh, jeez. Well, that explains both of the potential spoilers that I saw, so there's that. Oh. Okay, well, give me a minute. I'm gonna scan through. I just need to... No, I have to wait another 4 days. They're not going to kill her. They're not. No. 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 She's in the name. She can't. She can't be killed. Okay. Scan through the episode. Let's be nice and calm. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Okay. Okay, so it looks like we saw, just, to talk about this quickly, we definitely saw the different... Oh my god, this was a short episode too. And that explains it. I was like, this feels too short. So we definitely saw the fights from the intro from different angles, so it looks like they actually did use those like assets, so which usually they don't do exact things from the intro, but this time they actually have, which is really cool. What's really cool is that, so one thing that's different about this moon and our actual moon is that the moon actually rotates. So if you didn't know, and actually this keeps popping up because I keep on hearing things, the dark of the moon, the dark side of the moon. There's no such thing as the dark side of the moon in our case, because the moon in our world doesn't rotate. It is tidally fixed. It's tidally locked. So no matter what, you're always seeing the same face of the moon, but the sun is hitting it at different angles. And so when there's a new moon, the sun is hitting the moon from the far face. So the moon is actually, even the far side of the moon is never truly dark. The sun does hit all the faces. Because the moon is rotating around the Earth, and yeah, so that's what makes this moon different, because we see different amounts of the broken moon at different times. So sometimes you don't see the broken parts at all. Sometimes you see crescents. Sometimes you see the full amount. So the moon in this world is rotating. So definitely makes it so that it's not our world, or if it is our world, something happened to the moon in the future and all things changed. But anyway, but it's really cool to see this, because I don't think we've ever seen the moon like this. So we see everybody. Now, what I find interesting is, now it's clear at this point, unless they're still keeping things a little close to their chest, that that Raven didn't warn them, and that instead Raven basically used a portal to get to Mistral quickly so that she could then talk with, I keep on wanting to say Ironwood, Lionheart, who's a Faunus, by the way. That's a cool reveal. I mean, it doesn't not make sense. So I figured that, one of the headmasters might be a Faunus. I just assumed that it was at Shade, but this makes sense too. So anyway, getting back to this, it's interesting. I thought they might be playing things close to the chest, but it seems more and more likely that they didn't know this was coming, obviously, but also that even though they suspected something was off, they didn't do anything to prepare better or to sort of like hang back in case something happened. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I mean, maybe they were just doing that on purpose and trying to kind of throw us off. I don't know. But let's see. Yeah, so we have the whole group, and what they did do at least was bring their weapons. They also showed the CCT, which is it's nice to see it, and it's a similar design, but it still has its own similar design to this before, but it seems to be smaller, probably because it's at the top of the mountain, and also it has its own little unique stylistic changes, regional stylistic things, So I assume that's the case in all of the different, with all the different CCTs. I'm wondering if they're actually going to be able to destroy it. I don't know. But yeah, so they brought their weapons. Lionheart realizes it's wrong. Raven is revealed because Yang is there. And yeah, so we have this going on. Yeah, so they are angry at each other. They are trying to Crow is trying to make sure that everything stays cool, things don't get out of hand, but everybody starts to sort of get angry and ready to fight. Although, actually that doesn't happen until Raven Raven brings them in, and I like this little thing where I think I'm gonna miss it. She opens the portal and a fireball comes through right away, which is cool. I wonder if I'm assuming they planned it that way, but they aimed it directly at Ruby, which I think was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, obviously that's not going to, fully affect her. She's got aura, so, but still, I'm sure she loved taking a shot at her. I got face. Anyway, So they've got the reinforcements, and then of course here comes Hazel coming in. White Fang. So the White Fang hasn't even become a part of the fight yet, and I'm assuming that will not happen until either the next episode or even the following episode. I mean, we still have 3 more episodes after this one, so there's a lot that can happen. Yep, so everybody is agitated and gets ready to fight. I thought that John was going to reveal his semblance. Maybe it was going to be some kind of blocking, or I don't know, because I thought he was going to, like, stop whatever happened, you know, what was going to happen to Weiss, or he was going to stop whatever happened to Ruby, or whomever was going to be attacked, I thought, or even himself. I thought he was going to, like, you know, shatter her blade somehow. I don't know. But they're either just not going to reveal it, or it's going to come out later. Maybe he has a, like, team healing effect, like he's that kind of support, like an actual, like, healer. I don't know. We're still gonna have to wait and see there. But anyway, I especially thought it when. So I'm jumping around this episode a lot. When he says, "I don't matter, they're the ones that matter," I thought that was going to be his moment. Sort of like that heroic, like, self-sacrifice sort of thing. And I guess they turned that on its head, and I thought that was a cool little. It was cool that they did that, and obviously not cool what actually happened, because they're not going to kill off the main characters. That would be, especially one that has gotten so much development, and we want to see just truly dominate. I mean, it would be a huge move to do that, but I don't think they're going to do that. Anyway, getting back to this, we have, I'm going to take these off because it's a little bit easier, because I don't need to hear anything anymore. Alrighty. Still good? Yep. So, alright, so what else we have? Man, those sickles are just so menacing looking. But yeah, we've got this fight over here. I wonder if I can point. Yeah, so we've got them fighting right here. Those terrifying sickles. And then the others are just kind of waiting. I love like this one person fighting one person thing in the beginning. But of course, the person who is going to defend Cinder is going to be, that's kind of creepy looking. It's going to be Emerald. Everybody else is kind of like, yeah, but she's going to be the one to pull out her weapons to defend her. It seems like she's become, even though she's there for Cinder, it seems like she's become much more, well, no, because I mean, they're all enemies, but like, and they're not really because they're all combatants. I guess they're not just innocent people. So I guess she was concerned about the innocent people, which I think which does show that she has issues with what Salem is doing, but yeah. So I mean, it doesn't. At first, I was thinking that maybe she's become a bit more focused, but no. It's just that she's doing what she's always been doing. It's just that when other innocent people are concerned, then maybe she might be a little bit iffy about Salem's plans. But she's all on board with Cinder. And this is cool. Her basically creating so Cinder creating this magma sword and fighting with Jean. I like that he's using the full broadsword, or greatsword actually. It's what it's kind of in this form. But he's fighting emotionally, and I mean I think Cinder is toying with him most of this anyway. So, but he is doing better than he would be before. That "Who are you?" is just so, that was so cruel. Oh, Anyway, let's see. Then we have Crow and Raven. It doesn't really seem like they are really going at each other. It's more of a talk fight. They're not really going for lethal blows. It doesn't seem like, although I guess I was so enraptured I didn't really pay attention. But this fight with Weiss was great. Unfortunately, though, it really seemed like she wasn't able to do much to counter Vernal. Vernal. This shows how powerful she is as a maiden, because she's not even using her maiden powers really, unless I didn't really see what happened. Yeah, no, I'm not sure what exactly she did to cut through the ice later on, and through her summon, but. Yeah, not much is going on with this fight. I do like that the two stoic, less fighty characters are fighting each other, but they're forced to fight, and they're both fighting. It looks like he's just using his fists, and whatever's going on with his elbows there, it almost looks like molten metal or something got fused with his skin. Yeah, I wonder if he is with Salem because of some kind of like accident in a mine, or not a mine, but like smelting accident or something. Basically, poor work conditions. The world has turned. I don't know. That who knows. But yeah, this is a cool weapon. It looks like he just creates objects. Lionheart creates objects out of dust, and use different kinds of dust and uses it. So basically, he's sort of like another kind of mage character, and I'd be interested to see how he fares against someone like Weiss. I'm assuming this weapon can also act as like a close range bladed weapon, but for the most part, it looks like he does more like magical spells, from afar kind of thing. It looks. Yeah, he had a what's it called? Glyph. But I guess other people have had glyphs too. Even Cinder's used glyphs before, so there's that. Yeah, and I like how he doesn't realize that this is Ozpin for a little while. He just basically blocks. But it shows actually that just in a few months how far his training has gone, how far he's come in his training, how far Oscar's come in his training, especially since Ozpin doesn't actually come out at all in this. But there are a few things, once again, that Lionheart says that continue to make me think that Ozpin does take over at some point, which is really, it's unfortunate and dark that, basically Oscar loses himself to this other person. And it always does seem like he describes it as a merging of the minds, I guess the personality is still sort of there in the background, but it does seem like the more dominant Ozpin takes over, which that's gonna really suck. I don't like that. And I wonder, like I said in previous reactions, I'm wondering if Oscar will rebel against that sort of thing. I don't know. We'll have to see. It also reminds me of a toy that I once had as a kid. A Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toy. When I was in the 90s, they had like pizza things all over the place, and it just reminds me a lot of the like plastic pizzas that they'd have in different places. Like maybe on the I don't remember the name of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles car, but like it just like the way the plastic piece looked. This kind of reminds me of that. Maybe I'll put in a little clip, a picture of that if I can find it. Let's see. But yeah, you can see his tail back here now. I thought I saw whipping around before, and then finally they really showed that he is a lion faunus. Yeah, so we've got an attempted summon, which fails. I want to see what kind of energy shoots through here. Maybe I should just hit play again. Was that energy, or was it just a blade? Her blade. Yeah, it's hard to tell what that was. It could just be some form of energy that goes through. Maybe it was fire. It could be, just like, see, I'm colorblind, so I couldn't really tell. It just looked kind of like a white hot thing, but I guess, white hot flame could exist. So, yeah, so we get this attempt at a summon, but that is thwarted. And one other reason why I hope that this doesn't actually mean that things are over for her is because we do get that shot of her in the intro fighting here with her summon. And that might be a little out of the question because she might be down for the count, unless Jean is able to potentially heal and regenerate other people's aura. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm pretty sure other people have said that before. That's probably been a very popular theory. But, yeah. Yeah, so then she goes, so we'll get back to this fight. And she switches to a straight up fire blade. We get this conversation where Ruby's like, why are you even doing this? And we hear about what Emerald, why Emerald is doing this, which is basically because of Cinder. And of course she uses an illusion, almost gets Weiss killed. Yeah, Weiss does hold her own for a little while, but it really doesn't seem like, obviously Vernal's not really going all out in this, so that sucks. Okay.
That looks like fire, most likely.
Yeah, and so she drains her aura using fire. That's probably how she cut through the ice before, so... Yeah. So this is more of a blade here, and then I think she just turns it into a flame. Sorry, this is a less interesting discussion because it's a lot more action than anything else. Oh yeah, so... Oh, I was like,
they didn't even reanimate this. Wow.
It's so weird to see this again. It was seamless though. Like they didn't need it reanimated. It works really well like this.
Did they reanimate? No, that looks the same.
But RWBY once again uses her silver eyes, but then gets knocked out immediately. But it's enough to hurt Cinder again. And I don't. It looks like did she go through the weapon and hurt her arm again, or is it sort of like an old wound, where where there's a storm coming and your wound, your scar tissue aches, like your knees and stuff like that aches, and your stumps ache, that happens to people with like changing weather. But I wonder if it's sort of like what's it called, Lord of the Rings with the blade that is constant, that is in the shard of the blade that's stuck in Frodo for the whole time. It's constantly there, and when the oh my god, what do they call the ring wraiths, when they're near, the blade hurts again. But he can sort of sense them, and it drains on him that dark power. So I wonder if this activated silver eyes could potentially be affecting her in that way, or if she actually did get a slight hit from slightly damaged from her initial use, and before she got knocked out by Emerald. But then, so we haven't actually been able to get a good look at her eye yet, but it's like, is this actually a mask that she's been wearing, or is it like basically her skin got sort of like crystal, like almost like it got like she got totally destroyed there, and so it's either like a mask, she got destroyed there and the mask is there to cover it up, or it's basically just like a husk there. I don't know, but it's pretty messed up, and it's just like hardened, and Jean does a little chipping at it, but pisses her off. And yeah, and this is exactly where I thought that he was going to reveal a semblance in some way. Yeah, this is literal. Sorry, this. I know I'm jumping around. I can't really formulate my thoughts here, but yeah, these are basically the shots that we saw in the intro from a different angle, and this is yeah. So I did get a little spoiled for. I thought I saw a shot of Jean holding. It was like I think somebody drew something of Jean holding Weiss, and I saw something else with Ruby on the ground, like knocked down on the ground, and it was really frustrating. I mean, it got me to make sure I did this. I just I had to. I'm in the middle of vacation. And I'm traveling back home today, and this is kind of. I thought I had this timed out well, but anyway. So I thought that Jean was going to do something here, literally put up a shield or something, or I don't know. I don't know what he could have done. I don't know what a semblance is. Nobody does. But the nice thing about this is that it appears to not have. It didn't go through her spine, or at least it doesn't seem like it has gone through her spine. It didn't hit her heart. It didn't hit her lungs. It basically hit her intestines. That's about it. There's nothing else really over there. It might be a little bit below her liver. It might have hit her liver. But your liver can be divided up, and it's also, this is a magical world, so who knows what can happen here. Luckily, Osmond's there, and if Jean's semblance has to do with healing, he's there too. But yes, and that basically shuts down the episode. End the episode. She doesn't burn away from the inside, so there's that. That's what I mean. That was the initial thing that I thought of, especially since they just flashed back to Pyrrha. But yeah, looks like she's there, but they literally cut away the second that the spear disappears. So, oh boy, I don't know. I am so scared. Is that? Wow, it's a little gross. As you can tell, I'm stressed out from this and sweating. This is terrifying. I'm glad I waited this long. I wish I hadn't been slightly spoiled about potential things that could happen, but I'm glad that I only have now a few days before I get to watch the next episode. Anyway, that I think about wraps up everything that I have to say. There's a lot more to go. Like I said, there are 3 more episodes. We haven't really seen much of what's going on with the White Fang, other than the fact that they are, planting bombs and then pulling back to the perimeter. So I have a feeling that's where their first confrontation with the rest of the Faunus is going to be. They're going to sort of come in like the Rohirrim at the Battle of Helm's Deep. And then we've got oh, and it's going to be so great. I'm sure we're going to see Blake versus Adam, but I think we're also going to see Ilya jump in on that. So that should be fun. And then what else? I'm wondering what's going to happen with Raven and Varnal, when they're going to break off, if they're going to break off, if one of them is going to betray the other. I don't know how that's going to happen. And and like I said, my 2 episodes before this have still not gone up yet because of them being blocked and Rooster Teeth being on vacation, so not being able to address that. But I'm wondering if they will either leave and then one of them will come back to save somebody's life, or I don't know. part of me is so I've mentioned this before. What I think might happen is that Raven will leave with Vernal. They will grab the relic. They will take it somewhere, and then Raven will leave Vernal there, and then come back and save somebody's life, or I don't know what she'll do there. And part of me is wondering if I've mentioned, like I mentioned this before, this will bring Tai Yang back into the picture. So basically, she will portal to Tai Yang, which is basically as far from where they are right now as possible. Leave Vernal there with the relic. Tai Yang and her will have their own adventures, and Raven will come back. Maybe Raven will get killed, but she'll save somebody's life, heroic sacrifice, that kind of thing. Or I don't know. Maybe she'll. There's a lot that's got to happen in the next few episodes, and I have a feeling they're going to be long episodes. This was a short episode because it was basically the setup to the conflict itself. And plus, we have to have a reunion. It is way too early in the season for them to kill off a main character. And I know they've killed off main characters before, but this is a title character, right? She's the second character, the W in RWBY. So I mean, I guess you can make RWBY without a W, but it's not going to be the same show. And I have a feeling they have too many volumes to go, too much story to go, for them to kill off one of the 4 main leads. Well, I guess it's halfway through the entire show. I feel like she's developed so much, it would almost be a waste of all of her great development to have her die here. I don't know. I am so nervous. I'm sure that this is not the best of the reactions by any stretch of the imagination, but I feel like this was at least a decent reaction for me. I was very big on this one. Anyway. Oh my god, I'm so stressed. I don't know what else to say because I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm sure I'm going to be cutting this down quite a bit because I'm 47 minutes in and I feel like I haven't said anything. I just kind of scanned through the episode again after my reaction. So since I can't think of anything else, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you all for watching. This has been another episode of Ricamus Reacts to RWBY. I've been Ricamus. If you would like to give your 2 cents, comment below. We can have a discussion. And if you like my other videos, I actually recently put up a Let's Play called. It's a new series of mine, RicamusPlays. I put that up with my wife. We did a stream of Bendy and the Ink Machine, chapters 1 through 3. So check that out. It's not the best Let's Play. It's the first time we've ever done one. We're going to do more in the future, especially now that I've got this nice camera. And also I have a gaming PC that we built, so that's going to be, we're going to be doing more of those in the future as well. And I think that's about it. Very happy New Year to everybody. I hope you had a very safe and good holiday season. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.